So if you're like me, you've watched TI8 True Sight 2 or 3 or more times, and there is this one play that I always missed, and I want to talk about it. Let's first take a look at the True Sight clip for this fight.
Can we rush? Can we just rush?
We can bait them in the
Jump
outside.
on. I think we just go.
I'm just going.
Fucking
Yeah,
go for it. Fucking go.
So it looks like PSG LGD will finally be able to find this 2-1 tower down bottom, but OG
哎，在打盾，在打盾。爆魂我可以抢，爆魂吗？他不好打。
Can we B 吗？
Just rush and look at me.
I'll stunt the storm when it comes in.
Storm will sip in soon. Get ready. He's gonna try to jump. I'm gonna do this.
Cancelled it.
I got it, I got it, I
I
got it.
got double behind. Oppa, boys. Get fucking fucked.
So that was a very nice fight, which pretty much secured OG that game. However, there is this one part of the fight that wasn't shown in True Sight, and I haven't really heard anyone talk about it before. And I think it's a real shame because personally, I think it's probably one of the best plays I've ever seen in Dota. So we've seen Seb Meteor hammering the wave, we've seen Jerax Echo Slam on the Shaker when Storm jumps in. However, there is one hero that we don't really see in that fight, and that's the Winter Wyvern. Now, what was Winter Wyvern doing during that time? Let's watch. So the Wyvern just stays here. He uses Shadow Amulet, and he just waits. He just stays here. While this is happening over here in the pit, Noteo stays here. And why is he staying here? Well, you'd expect it's to, you know, maybe try to curse Storm as he jumps in, but no, he does something better. He walks up to the high ground and ults the fucking, well, it says Ember Spirit here, but he ults the Elder Titan. Right? Let's watch this again. So while this is happening, Noteo just sits here, invisible. He notices the Astral Spirit walking in. Spirit starts to cast his Stomp, and Noteo just walks up and ults him. That's it. He uses an 80-second ultimate just to cancel a 10-second spell. Right? He uses, I repeat, he uses an 80-second ultimate just to cancel a spell with 10 seconds of cooldown. That's it. He just uses this as a mini-stun, as an interrupt. Right? That's all he did with it. A big teamfight ultimate that's, you know, super flashy, he just uses it to cancel this one stomp. Why does he do that? Because he knows this stomp is the only way they lose this fight. Noteo knows he's a good player, he's a fucking 6 million Dota player. He knows what LGD's plan is. He knows that their plan is to stomp here, Storm jumps in and picks up the Aegis. How do we prevent that? Well, there is one way, we use our 80-second cooldown. So he doesn't use his 80 seconds cooldown here in the pit, right? After, you know, the Storm jumps in or whatever. He just uses it, this big teamfight ultimate, he just uses it to cancel this one stomp because he knows that is the win condition of LGD. He knows that's how LGD wants to fight this. And this is even more brilliant than it seems because Somnus on the Storm Spirit, the only reason he jumps in is because he knows that the Elder Titan is casting Stomp, right? So let's put ourselves in Somnus's shoes here, right? He sees this, he sees that the Spirit is in, he sees that the Stomp is casting, he knows this is the time to jump. So he just jumps in. He jumps in and then he notices that people aren't stunned. And he's like, what the fuck is happening? And this is all because of Noteo's brilliant positioning with the Shadow Amulet here, right? With the Shadow Amulet, his brilliant positioning to just cancel this Elder Titan's stomp. And here's the thing, right? He was the only person in OG who could do this because this is their only long-range stun that they can use from low ground, because he can just fly up to the high ground with Arctic Burn. This was the only way they could have won that fight. And now let me ask you, how many of you would have made this play? Because I sure as fuck wouldn't have, right? If I was this Wyvern, I would just looked in the pit, and, you know, if there's a fight in the pit, then I use my ultimate there. But I wouldn't have thought to, you know, predict this so well, to predict that this Elder Titan would be here, using his stomp, just position here, waiting for this very moment, and then using this 80-second cooldown just to cancel this one spell. Right? To me, that is absolutely brilliant. I've seen people in my pubs at like divine level who want black hole 3 people, right? Because they want to get a big ass black hole on all 5 people, right? But no Tail, he just uses his big teamfight ultimate to cancel this one spell. It's so simple and yet so efficient, because No Tail knows this is the only way they win that fight. And I don't know, to me, just the way he positions here and the way he anticipates this and flies uphill to cancel it, it's a, I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe it's just my little, you know, fucking 4K brain that thinks this way, but I think this was a brilliant play. I think most people wouldn't have played this like this. Most people might have gotten the Aegis stolen here, but not No Tail. This is why this guy won TI. And that's all I wanted to say.